Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Unlucky Specialist Podcast. Yours truly, Sam Torres.
And your boy, Jeff Depp, and your AKA Old Fitz, AKA we're back again.
We out ya.
We out.
Yeah. Damn. That was an old man's whistle, too, because I can't even. We out.
We out. I've perfected that over years.
Yeah, dude.
I want to be able to do the one where they put their finger in between their lips and they're like,
oh, I could do that one, but the one that's better, the one that's like manlier, it's the one that you don't even have to do nothing. You just like, I can whistle, but yeah, that shit. Like,
but it's not that loud.
My dad used to do that, and we'd be like, "Oh shit, time to go home, guys."
Damn, I'm gonna be the.
That
whistle was always meant for happiness. It was never meant for respect. Not.
I guess.
I have to turn it for a tool of respect for my children.
For your children.
my future children.
Anyways, good to be back. Good to be back with you guys. Thank you guys for showing love to all the videos on Instagram and everything like that. But how you been, guys? How was your 2 weeks off? How was everything in life?
Just been chilling, man.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking, back on the gridiron, you know.
I feel like I know I talked about this last week, but I know I'm on the gridiron, but I'm ready for a vacation.
No, you can never be too.
I'm
you
ready
can never
for
repeat
like a
that
vacation.
enough, dude.
You know what I mean? I'm ready to just go
you need
away.
To, visualize it, conceptualize it, speak it into existence.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm just ready to go away. Just put my ass in some sand and some water.
Your ass in some sand, not your toes.
No,
not your hands.
I'm gonna be sitting there.
Your bare ass.
My bare ass. Oh, that'd be even better. Have the little fishies come up and kiss my scrotum.
Hell yeah. Fish scrotum.
You know, like when you go to like Thailand or something, and those fish eat like the dead skin off your feet. Can they do that?
They do that here. Doesn't that happen here? They have places that do that here now.
They do.
There's that animal cruelty.
But wait, you're not listening to my full question. Can those fish do that off your scrotum?
I don't have dead skin on my scrotum, Sam. All that
skin
is alive.
You don't know that, Jeff.
That skin is alive and thriving. I don't need honey packs. I don't need blue chew, bruh.
No, I'm not saying. Well, that might help, I guess. I'm just saying, might make things smooth.
Speaking of that, I feel like, you know what? Like, you just inspired something in my brain. Like, why
I'm happy that
are people people are like taking way too much like performance enhancing?
Oh, 100%
pills lately.
Yeah, I feel like it's an epidemic.
No, it is. It's a pandemic of the dick enhancer.
Oh, for sure. Like, I feel like
or the sex enhancer.
No, I feel like kids have so much performance anxiety. Like, in the sense of like, and I feel like companies have catered and not let people go through. Like, the thing about performance anxiety and the thing about like,
speak on it, Sam.
I guess
speak on it.
The birds and the bees.
The birds and the bees
is that you got to be like, obviously we all knew this. You got to be old enough to know what you're doing, if you're not knowing what you're doing, you'll get there.
I don't know, man. There's no way to know what you're doing, but instead of just like learning, doing it.
No, but I feel like the whole dick pill industry is like a shortcut to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, it's like
you don't want to be limp. You don't want to be limping to home plate,
or you're not limping into home plate and you're just quick.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like, I feel like because have you heard of that shit, like the honey pack?
No, I have not.
It's basically like a little like pack of like honey. Like,
that you put under your dick?
No, you like yeah, you put it under your dick like a Zen, bro. it's a dick Zen, bro. It just
top decky and lower decky.
Fucking upper decky, son. Shout out to that's gonna be something weird. Don't fucking do that. Someone's gonna do that, right?
I was like, a honey packy.
Don't try this at home.
It's because you were doing this, Mo. It's kind of a motion.
I was kind of doing this.
I don't know.
Either way, you suck on it, right? Like you put the honey in your mouth, like
yeah.
But then it's also like all those blue chews and like those rhinos. It's like all that shit. Like I feel like And like people are like just
horny goat weed.
Yeah, it's the horny goat weed of fucking dick enhancing pills.
You know
it's
what
like
I mean?
too much, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like when you actually need it, when you're like in your 50s or 60s, like it's not gonna work anymore.
Oh, for sure.
Like
I feel like your system's like, all right, fuck this.
or you're gonna actually need it when you're like 30 or something.
right.
Like you're not gonna be able to just fucking turn it on your own and shit.
It's gonna have to be something that you do.
It's kind of sad.
It is. I feel like it's a whole generation of kids that doing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are doing that.
I feel like they're making it more like, except, oh, it's hymns. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it.
Exactly,
Like,
hymns.
it's discreet.
Yeah,
Blue
Blue
Chew.
Chew. Like, and they're
And it's everywhere on Instagram.
yeah,
and
like all the
everywhere.
podcasts are like advertising.
Yeah,
it.
right.
It's like, is that good?
I doubt it.
Can't be good.
No, I doubt it could be good. I doubt it'd be good for our for the rest of our, the generations like to come after that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it can't be good. I don't know. It's kind of
sad.
Kind of sad, really.
well, I mean, I feel like it's kind of been a thing that we've seen forever. No, like when we were growing up, like it was those commercials. Extends. Remember that? The guy that was always smiling.
But that was always like you would figure like, oh, you take that when you're 40 or something. Even though we're almost there, right? But you would like take it when you're like, middle aged, right? Like you always think it's like, oh my husband fucks like just like when we first met, and it's like this 50-year-old man. I'm like, yeah.
Or like they kind of like cover it up with the whole eugenics thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're like 30 going on 40, you can't lift as much as you wanted to. You can't but it's just testosterone. Like,
yeah, but at least that's
things.
like marketed towards like a certain age
Demographic,
group. I
yeah.
feel like the Blue Chews and the
new
hymns
hymns and
like
all that shit.
Even the rhinos. Like I know a lot of motherfuckers. Like
For
you
sure.
would listen to like podcasts or like you hear people like at the barbershop or something.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, like I'm just gonna go cop a rhino, drink a beer, pop a rhino, and like then I'm gonna go to like my chick's house.
Damn.
It's like, damn, bro. Like, what? You
Jesus.
can't just go and like Netflix and chill, my boy.
Right.
Like,
Like,
you gotta have this whole
Just
ritual.
be yourself, man.
They gotta have this whole pregame ritual.
5 minutes is enough.
Yeah, fuck it. 5 minutes, bro, and then you go back for more later, bro.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is, I think it's just like that heightened performance anxiety.
Oh, for sure. I feel like it's the easy way out. It's not the easy, I guess not the easy way out, but I guess it's the way to be like, oh, fuck it. I just take a pill and I don't have to worry about it. It's not going to be something on my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's going to happen regardless.
Like, oh, shit. Like, you go in with confidence because, I took this pill and I'm going to come in strong and I'm not going to.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like that's happened to me before, where I've been like, I'm with like especially when it's like someone new, and then like, damn, like I fucked up, like I got too nervous, like now she thinks I'm a bitch, like. So you
100.
don't like feeling like that, but fuck it, you could always play the next day. The sun will rise.
The sun will rise, and you will. If it's the right person,
yeah.
Fuck it. I think I'm doing a mistake by saying this story because it's way too personal, and I'm already recording it.
Vague.
No,
Keep it
fuck
vague.
it. It's my wife.
Oh, that's cool.
No. We literally started dating, right? Yeah, I mean, nothing. I'm not gonna get X-rated.
Yeah.
But it was just, we're dating and everything. Things, we went on a date. We've been drinking. We were at a party. We leave the party and things get hot and heavy. And I'm like, we're making out and like,
it's time.
Let's go. Nothing happened.
Yeah, bro.
No. And I think it was like being so nervous with that
100%.
person that I was like,
you've been building towards that moment.
Yeah, and I had to, and in my mind, I guess I did it. I blamed it on the whiskey because we drank a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, we drank a lot that night. You know what I mean? And it was, handles of, not the whole handle, but like I mean, like
handles.
No, but like people, what I mean, like
drowning in whiskey. Bro.
I don't know how I drove to where. No, fuck that. But like I blamed it on that, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Like I'm so, you know what I mean? Like, and I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed. But I honestly, as a man, I didn't know how to like deal with it. Like,
no, you honestly feel kind of depressed a little bit.
Yeah, you feel like
you're like, damn, I'm that guy.
I can't perform.
I'm that dude.
You know
then
what I mean?
You're like 1-800 Blue Chew.
Exactly. Like so maybe in that moment you would think like, oh fuck yeah.
In that moment, I actually wish I had a Blue Chew.
Right.
Like I'm like, yo, hold on, give me.
But I don't think it should be like candy how people are doing like on everyday basis. I feel like performance anxiety like that, like somebody that I was like, we've been courting for, but funny the courting word, been courting, courting for months,
team courtship, bro.
You know what I mean, like months, and all this and that, and then it came to the moment, and I'm like, I can't, like, oh shit.
No, I feel you, like, but that's the thing though, like, it should. I feel like all that, like Viagra and Cialis, that's not about being nervous. That's about you can't get it up anymore.
Because you're 80.
Because you're old.
You know what I mean? And that's what happens. It's
not
when
about
older.
being nervous.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't get all that blood down there.
It's not performance anxiety.
The blood is stuck in the varicose.
Like, those fools want to perform. They don't have anxiety.
Exactly.
They're ready to perform.
They're ready to go.
Yeah,
they just need it to go.
Exactly. The Blue Chews and all that shit, that's like a Rhino, like all that shit.
It is close to, it is Viagra and
Cialis.
No,
it's like the leftovers of that shit. It's like basically in there.
Yeah, which is not good, because then you could go. It's just you're just you know what I mean?
You're in your head about it, or you don't even want to. Like, basically, I think it's like a preventive measure. Like, you don't even want to get to the point of shame where it could happen. Yeah, where you're just like, fuck it, I'm just putting all the stops tonight. Like Rhino City.
Rhino out.
Rhino. I'm rhinoing out.
I'm gonna make that a new word. Hey, you rhinoing tonight, dog?
Hell nah. That's what they're gonna start saying. He's rhinoed up, bro.
He's rhinoed up.
He's on a mission.
Don't even mess with him. He's
gonna crash out. He's gonna rhinoed out.
Oh man! If you guys don't see me on this podcast, it's because my wife killed me after I said that story.
But that was more about you, really.
No, really. No, yeah, for sure.
But it's like, I mean, shit. It happens. It happens.
And the best thing about this story is I got a woman that loves me enough to saw past it.
Yeah, saw past it, bro.
And we have a child. You know what I mean? So it's all right, people.
It happens to the best. It happens to the best. But I think I don't think people they ain't even trying. I don't know. Maybe it's not that much of a. I just hear it too much. Like,
for sure.
Like, I hear it way too much for my own liking. It's especially like at the barbershop.
Wow.
It's like just food. Maybe they're just joking, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, like maybe it's just shooting the shit, but it just seems like motherfuckers are really like taking them honey packs. But I also see it on Instagram.
I know what you're talking about. I see it on TikTok. This is this guy who's doing this whole like I follow fitness people and everything, that what you should eat, whatever. And there's this guy, like, he does a lot of zins and he does the fucking I know what you're talking about now. The honey, it's like honey that's supposed to be like make you fucking
rot up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I've heard of it.
But that shit's like that basically has like traces of Cialis and like Viagra in it. Like, it's not like some like natural remedy.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, I thought it was like a certain honey from like Thailand. You know, the people that go up and get die.
That shit is just like the extra pharmaceutical dust, bro.
Or was that magical honey, or like
I forgot. Someone explained this to me the other day, where basically it's like there's only a certain amount of time that like the pharmaceutical companies have to actually like make it into that pill. So then they still have the excess stuff that they can't sell. So that shit goes on the black market. But now it's like they kind of found like this middleman of the black market because it's not regulated.
Right.
It's like salvia back in the day. Like, it's like these like not like black market pills, but it's that like gas station shit.
Right.
Like, you could just buy it there. Yeah. Like, and that shit has like traces of that in it. It's basically that.
You don't gotta be 18 to buy a Rhino?
I don't know. I've never bought one.
I know me either. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, like, I've never bought one, but
like at a gas station, I always figured it was like a lighter or like a
I'm pretty sure
cigarettes.
I'm pretty sure you can't be just like 12 by now.
Yeah, like, sorry, sir, can I get one of those?
No, son.
No,
this is for
you can do it on your own.
This is for adults.
Buy a Red Bull. But yeah. I don't even know how we got into this. Anyways, it's fine. We're talking about our weeks. We're talking about how we've been, I guess.
We're talking about the Blue Rhino ship. You know who was taking a lot of fucking Blue Rhinos? People at Diddy's freak offs, bro.
Oh shit! Good segue.
Those motherfuckers were fucking rhinoed out, bro.
I bet.
You could not have performance anxiety at that party, bro.
Yeah. I bet he was passing that out like Tic Tacs.
Put you in the dungeon, like, bro.
No, he was. The Blue Chew was in Diddy's house before it was a company.
If you stayed at Diddy's house past 9 p.m.,
oh,
that shit was getting in your drink, bro.
For sure.
On even the women.
But that's crazy that all happened. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's been like a series of events. The whole Cassie.
Well, that's how it started, right? It started from
lawsuit.
like the Cassie lawsuit, right? I think she kind of opened the doors, and then how
For the federal investigators?
how quickly he settled it also like raised a lot of alarms.
Yeah.
And I think she would kind of like open the gates for like all these other people to like start claiming, because the guy who's kind of like really claiming it's a dude, I forget his name, but it's like this dude who's like really like pushing all these allegations. There's like some ex-producer. Well, he is a producer. He's like currently still makes like music and shit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like he's kind of the guy really pushing.
You see all the charges? Like Young Miami's getting charged with like transporting Tusi.
Yeah, I did see that.
Because I mean that's his current girlfriend.
Yeah, from the City Girls.
Yeah, getting charged with drug trafficking Tusi.
That's fucking wild.
It's crazy.
But it's also like, did he like? I mean, you always hear like rumors of all this shit going on.
But I feel like once you see Diddy, like then I guess R. Kelly, you felt it, but like then who else?
There's always more. I you know what I like though? I like that conspiracy theory that basically the raid was like to erase the tapes. Like they made
of who else is part of it,
who was part of this shit. They like
because Prince Harry supposedly it would go to his parties.
Yeah, I mean, if you see like those like what is it? Not the all white party, but it was some type of
the all whites is one of those rich guys.
Yeah, like Dave Rubin or something. From Fanatics.
Yeah,
with those horrible jerseys.
Fuck yeah. And then people are trying to like take Jay-Z out of it, saying like, oh, he was always kind of annoyed with Diddy at those parties and things like that. There's conspiracies that pop up all over after all this, but at the end of the day, the facts are there.
I mean, look, if the feds are raiding your house, like the feds
and taking your children,
the feds have like a 98% conviction rate.
Yeah,
like that's because usually they have a top-notch evidence before they even charge you with shit. Like,
yep.
But you know, I mean, like all that whole entertainment industry, like we've seen it over the past couple of years, from like Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, to the guy from Nickelodeon,
right? The whole
R. Kelly, like all these dudes, like it's a lot of creeps. Not everybody, but there's a lot of fucking creeps in that industry. Like it's just a fucking fact. Like
I feel I understand. I feel it 100%. I feel like when we were growing up, it was a thing for parents to be like, oh, let's get our kids into the industry. Let's get our kid like into like this commercial, this thing, this that. I feel like now people are like, nah, let's try a different avenue for our kids to try this. You get what I'm saying? Like it was a thing to, I remember in the 90s, it was a thing to like go to these contests downtown for the next Disney star. You know Disney Channel. Like
they definitely held them more often.
They did. It felt like that. You know what I mean? And I felt like more parents were more like, oh fuck yeah, let's do that. Like yeah, like let's get my my kid can sing. Let's take it to this person. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like with this more information, I feel like parents are like, nah. And the opening of the internet, I guess YouTube and SoundCloud and all these media avenues for kids to just be like, or parents and their kids to do it on their own, and then from there make their deal with other people. You know what I mean? Instead of putting their lives in these predators. You know, I don't know. I feel like it's become more of that.
Well, that's good. I mean, I hope
so. Yeah.
Hopefully it is that. But there's like creeps everywhere, bro. Yeah, I feel like it's like in every industry has weirdos, bro. It's just that like like when you
sports, the whole gymnastics guy.
There you go, fucking Jerry Sandusky, fucking Larry Nassar.
Yeah, Larry Nassar, and
that's the gymnastics. Jerry Sandusky at Penn State. Like it goes on and on. Every industry, obviously, religion. You got all Scientology, all allegations. Fucking
Boston and Catholic Church.
Like
yeah,
every industry, especially when like they're gonna have creeps. It's just that in Hollywood, they have the stereotype for a reason. I feel like every other industry, it's like it kind of slides through the cracks,
right?
Because it's like not expected. But I feel like the light is shining bright on the entertainment industry, like heavy. If there's
I feel like it's kind of, into a sense, maybe I'm wrong, crumbling a little bit because of it. I feel like
Hollywood for sure, like specifically Hollywood and the music industry, like, first of all, they're definitely getting attacked by just technology, the AI shit. Like, they're kind of going to be the first ones on the front lines of like getting fucking murdered by that shit. And then it's just another like layer where it's like, well, now it's like you don't have to deal with the creeps, right? It's like I feel like there's like a conspiracy on top of the conspiracy.
Exactly.
Like, it's like shine a light on all these motherfuckers that are actually doing this shit.
But there's also
so we could like slide in this technology that'll like fade that whole industry away.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just like fucking rabbit
tinfoil hat here. Or, you know what I mean? But still.
But because they're definitely the ones that are getting the most attack from that, like from the AI front. But it's like this is another like nail in their coffin where it's like, oh, look at all these creeps. Look at all these executives that are creeps. Look at all these entertainers.
Look at this, all these entertainers that dealt with all that. You know, with the whole Quiet On Set that came out with, what's his name, Drake Bell, calling out the Nickelodeon guy.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
all the child stars. It's rare that
all the child stars are kind of not talking, but you know, Keenan. Remember Keenan from Keenan and Kel? He doesn't want to say anything, but from that interview that he did, he was like, it looked like he knew or something happened to him, and so you know what I mean. Like, it's so sad that all these people are living with something.
You basically, like, if you're a child star and you end up on the other side, like, not a fucking psycho,
right?
You dodged a bullet. Like,
look at Amanda Bynes.
You literally had to walk that tightrope, bro. Like, it's like you see someone like Justin Timberlake, like, he doesn't look crazy, but he's been famous since he was a kid. Ryan Gosling, he doesn't look like he went through shit.
But the whole shit with Justin Timberlake being also another abuser.
There you go. Maybe,
you know what I mean?
Right? Like there's a whole bunch of.
It's a vicious cycle of it all.
I mean, that's
you know
the
what
whole
I mean?
shit
like,
with just like sexual predators. Anyway, I mean, it's always that cliche like hurt people. It's like usually a sexual predator got sexually molested
themselves. Yeah, you're right.
It's that's usually how it works.
Right,
it's pretty rare when it's not that way.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like it's fucked up. It's just a vicious fucking cycle. It's like, and the thing is like when you look at a guy like P. Diddy, like he goes almost like beyond that, because then you could almost be like, damn, like was this fool really like on some like, did he just believe his own hype? Because like then you go back to the whole Tupac shit. Like did he really put that hit out, that $1 million hit? Because that dude who's in jail, who's on trial right now, what the fuck is his name? He just got arrested in fucking Vegas. Basically, he was in the car that Tupac got murdered, because Orlando Anderson actually did it, but he's dead. But that guy was in the passenger seat, so they're charging it on him.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is his name?
No,
it's like D Money.
Yeah,
no, it's something like that. Either way, but like it's like that. His story is that Diddy
is the one that put the
hit on.
Yeah. And then I feel like Diddy just kind of believed himself to be this mafia like boss,
dude.
Like this
and
person
even in like Cassie's like lawsuit.
Yeah,
like there's like claims that like Cassie was seeing Kid Cudi, and then like fucking Diddy put a bomb in Kid Cudi's car and blew up that shit on some Italian mob shit,
like,
bro.
because he thinks he knew
he was
that
untouchable.
Exactly,
he's untouchable. Like it's like he was believing his own hype. He turned into that monster. Like, and the thing is, like, if you look at that whole time frame, like in the 90s, like it almost seemed like he kind of had to be. Right, like those rappers from that era, they had to be like hardcore. It's like you had like,
but you didn't
like Suge Knight was the guy leading, like he's a like ex-con, you know what I mean? You got fucking all these dudes going through a whole bunch of shit. Like Tupac was basically believing his own hype. Tupac was a fucking drama school kid,
for sure.
Like he's a performing arts guy.
Yeah,
that's why he's a great actor, right? Tupac was a good actor, but and a great performance artist. But like he turned into that thug. He wasn't a thug.
No way.
Like not on paper, at least. Like he was a thug in the image.
Yeah,
and he was believing his own hype. He was like beating dudes up in Vegas. That's why he got shot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like Diddy, like he never got killed, so he ended up actually just believing in his own hype and turning into that shit. He dodged that charge with like Shine when he had the gun in the club. He gave it to Shine, and like they basically, I think they killed a guy in there. Like he was like acting like a fucking criminal boss.
Oh, for sure.
Like, and now
because he knew he can get away with it.
Yeah, and then in turn now he's like just like having these weird sexual twists with people, like
fucking the black Jeffrey Epstein
type shit, bro.
Yeah, like
he's literally like hiring like male gigolos to like fuck chicks while he strokes it on the couch. What? Like what kind of like what, bro?
You know,
like what are you doing? Like, it's just wild shit. It's like he just became a demon, bro. Like, he literally became like a straight up villain.
Do you feel like all this, like, I'm just pulling this question on my ass here, honestly, is all this attention, all this thing going on in the industry, in a way, or putting the lights of the industry, kind of killing the industry and itself?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's kind of like what I was trying to say with the AI shit. Like, it's like you're putting the attention, like the lights on it to kind of phase these people out.
Right.
It's like now you don't need, like, you can rely on independent media,
right,
like with YouTube and like SoundCloud and TikTok, Instagram. You can get famous on those platforms.
Right.
You don't need like a manager. You don't need that producer. Like, you could just like do it on your own with like your friends and shit. Like, you don't really need. It's been happening like that for a while already too.
Right.
Like
the whole Mac Miller thing.
I mean, the whole Odd Future shit. Like, all these people like came up basically on their own, and then they kind of went more mainstream and started collabing with people. But it's like their fate. Like, you can avoid. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I have this thing where I think like when you accumulate a certain type of status and you get a certain type of power, like it corrupts you a little bit. Like, it doesn't mean that you're gonna start sexually assaulting people. I'm not saying that,
for sure.
But power is gonna make you do stuff that you wouldn't usually do. Whether it's like fuck someone over on a contract, fuck someone over on a deal, fuck someone over on what they deserve to be paid, fuck someone over on some different shit. Like, it doesn't. I'm not saying like you're gonna be fucking molesting people, but I'm also saying that like when you attain a certain amount of power, you're gonna try to hold on to it as best as you can, and by doing that, you do
control everything,
crazy shit, which is why this fool was like. At the craziest level, this dude was recording people doing crazy shit, which is, like you said, the Black Jeffrey Epstein. Like, he had people on camera doing who knows what. Now he's like, dude, I got you. Yeah. You got to do what I say, because otherwise this is going out. Like,
and that all these conspiracies with that whole Prince Harry, he was always at his parties. You know, Harry's the one that's married to Meghan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, you know, the conspiracies going on there.
There's so many fucking conspiracies on the internet. But this is one of them. Yes, this is true, though. This is one that's actually
where there's
true.
Facts, where there's federal investigations. Not
necessarily the Prince Harry shit, but just like the actual P. Diddy shit. Like, that's like, and also like the Jeffrey Epstein shit. That's a conspiracy that turned out to be true. Like, and now it's looking like, you know, who knows? But it's looking like there's not too many degrees of separation between Diddy and him putting out a hit on Tupac, which is what people thought for the longest.
Yep.
There's not that many degrees of separation between that. Like, it's not too far out there for you to be like, he for sure did that. Maybe there's no proof, but
what if there's a DA somewhere out there here in LA or in Las Vegas saying, you know what, fuck it, with all this going on, let's throw that charge on him.
I think
a jury will believe it nowadays.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, with all this going on, let's put a case together, and like you said, there's not that many degrees of separation, and you're not the first person to think about that. Maybe somebody's out there and saying, you know what, fuck this. Let's just make a big bang, a big case for ourselves, and just throw that in.
Crazy.
I don't know. It's possible.
It's crazy. Possible. But it's it's a good thing when like all these creeps and these terrible people get called out, but it also like makes you think like there's gotta be like, if these things are true, like other shit has to be like true. Maybe other shit is not like that crazy. Like you know, no, I don't know. I'm just like trying to think. Like, it's like,
I feel like
who does he have on tape?
I feel like most of the world now, after like the pandemic, and I feel like after all these thing, the Me Too movement and George Floyd and all these different things coming out, like, people are not believing in the system,
the narrative.
Like,
I don't think
yeah, you're right. The system's not a good word. The narrative. You know what I mean? Not believing in the industry. Because buying into 100%.
I feel like even at a baseline level, like, even if you're not Mr. Tinfoil Hat, I feel like at a baseline, no one's turning on the news and being like, oh yeah, that's true. Everyone's skeptical. Everyone's a skeptic at some type
everything. Even
baseline.
Health now. Like, I can't, like, you can't even eat, like, you know, granola because granola is all on this. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, all these different health things going on. You know what I mean? So people are skeptic about what the narrative that the USDA is after, serving us the certain kind of foods that are keeping us. You know what I mean? Like it's all a narrative, all of different thing, and everyone's not believing a certain thing.
Yeah, I mean, like there's this thing, like that's the thing though. Like I also feel like that's like just a sign of like man, like I hate using this word because it's like kind of like a meme at this point, but it's kind of like a sign of like societal decline. Like it's like if you can't like there has to be like some form of trust of government or some type of trust in a system.
But I feel
for a nation to survive. Like,
for sure,
you can't just have everyone just like overthinking everything. Like just off a base level, you got to be able to trust in something. Now you could say like, now this is where people come and say, okay, like that's why you put your faith in God, or that's why you like trust your family. I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. Right. That's fine. Obviously you got to look to your loved ones and you got to look to like whatever higher power you believe in to like center you, but also on a realistic level, like you want to be able to trust at least at some level the people that are in charge, right? Yeah. But it's like you can't. It's like you really can't, because you see like, you know, whoever you want to run for president, I don't think anybody likes either of them.
No.
Like even if you're the most rabid Trump guy, you're kind of like, I don't know, I'm just voting for this guy because the other guy sucks. Or like even if you're like the most like, I don't even know if there's rabid Joe Biden fans, but if you're the most blue no matter what, like Democrat motherfucker, like you're just like, I don't know about Joe Biden, but I'm not gonna vote
for Donald Trump.
It's like, and like, I don't know, that sucks, dude.
It does.
That fucking sucks.
I feel like you're not choosing for what this person is and what can bring to the country. You're just choosing it because you hate the other person.
Yeah, or you just don't trust the other person, or you trust this person a little more.
A little.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's all fucked. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. I have like hope in terms of like, I feel like people like always figure things out, but I feel like it always, people figure it out after like a time of like a hardship. You know what I mean? Like humans, we gotta like fucking crash out.
Oh, for sure.
Like
I've been thinking about that, because every certain civilization there was that moment of like that burst moment, that part where it just said, fuck.
It seems like every like 40, 50 years there's just something that
happens.
Especially if you just look at American history, but even on a broader like frame, like world history, like every like 40, 50 years there's just something that's just like gonna make people snap out of it and be like, holy shit.
For sure.
It seems like fuck, like
you know I brought this up in the podcast before, but I the whole life imitates art and art imitates life, or that whole saying and everything like that. I don't, and you know, I've been talking about, you know, AI, and we were just watching The Matrix and
ahead of its time,
for sure.
I didn't even realize they were talking about AI.
Exactly, me either, until we were watching it right now, and then it said like the AI took over in the machines. And I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about The Matrix here, but
they're fucking harvesting souls, bro.
Exactly.
That's what Joe Rogan's been saying for like 3 weeks now. It's like, what the machines are harvesting souls
right now.
Like, maybe this was on The Matrix batteries again, dude.
He probably put it back on. No, but what I'm saying is, have you guys seen that new movie that's coming out? It's called Civil War.
Yeah,
and I
haven't seen it, but I've seen
because it hasn't come out yet. It's coming out this weekend. I feel like a lot of people, or a lot of like movies, have led towards this kind of like burst, or this apocalyptic, not apocalyptic, but this climax of, you know what I mean? Everyone talking about the war in Israel and the Middle East with Syria and Iran and all these things kind of like bubbling up, that you know, the West and the East, you know, like all these stories in media and in entertainment coming out, that I feel like there is a narrative here. Feels like something. I know it's my tinfoil hat.
I don't think it's like a tinfoil hat. I think it's like actual. You just named a lot of shit. Like it's like,
no, I didn't name a lot of shit that's going on, but I feel like my tinfoil hat is my idea of, is art imitating life in the sense of tensions? Yes, I get it. Yeah, this is real. Tensions have been bubbling up and things, but I'm not gonna ask the question, do you think there's gonna be a civil war? No. What I'm saying is, it feels like something big.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's going to be
coming.
a civil war. I think it's going to be like, if anything, we're closer to like World War III. Like, I feel like that's what we're closer to. Like, because I don't think Americans like actually hate each other as much as like people think. Like, I don't as much as the news makes you think, as much as like media
try to separate us between left and right.
I actually don't think so. I feel like I have this like weird like sense where like the more people get separated from like the pandemic, and the more like people are kind of realizing that no one's really listening to the news anymore.
Right.
I'm like, no one's really. It's like I feel like Americans are just kind of like, man, like the world's fucked up. It's not just us, but I feel like it's like I feel like we're more close to that, like a World War III. And I, honestly, hot take, but I think like Israel's the biggest instigator, bro. For sure. I honestly personally think that. Like, and that's not. I hope no one thinks I'm being anti-Semitic at all. Like, but I just feel like Israel and Netanyahu are the biggest instigators of this, and obviously, you know, Hamas, you know, they're
100%.
It's a terrorist organization.
Yeah, I get that,
but it's like I feel like Israel's instigating a lot. I have like this. Put my tinfoil hat on. I think that like they had a huge part in what happened in like Russia, where they did that terror, like they blamed it on ISIS.
Right.
They're like, it's an ISIS terrorist attack in Russia. Like, what the fuck? ISIS just popped out of nowhere again.
Right.
Some radical Muslims went to Russia, which is like has Chechnya right next door, which is you know, they're radical Muslims, and and they fucking fuck with Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
You think ISIS is gonna attack Russia? Like, to me, that's just like Israel, like fucking, to me, it's like, that's just like a fucking psyop. It's just like them like trying to get another ally on because they feel like the U.S. is kind of like backing away. It's like, let's try to
get another bigger party on
blame it on the Muslims or some shit. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like Israel instigating a lot. I feel like if the U.S. just like backed away,
you would see it all?
No, you would know, they would have no friends. Who's their ally?
Well, now you said like Russia, maybe.
No, but it's not though. Like I feel like they're not.
You feel like Russia also believes it was them. You know what I mean?
I feel like I just feel like that's just me putting my tinfoil hat on because I just don't believe it was ISIS. Like ISIS, like what the fuck?
We haven't heard from ISIS in 15 years.
We haven't heard about ISIS since like 2017 or some shit. It's a while. Like it's been a cool ass minute. Like
for sure.
They're just gonna pop out of nowhere and kill a whole bunch of Russians.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that. Like I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like that.
All I'm saying
that
is
country's really like pulling a lot of people like into some bullshit. And then like you see all these memes about like the red calf, the red heifer. Like they have to like sacrifice like the red cow for like their messiah to come back and shit.
Okay.
And like they fucking like bought some red cows from like Texas, you know what I mean?
Really?
And like brought them to like fucking Israel. Like they're like, I feel like they really want to like bring on like their apocalypse,
the end of time.
Yeah. And I feel like there's like a certain like sect of like evangelical Christians that want that too, right? So that's why a lot of people back that shit because they want like Jesus to come back, or like the Israelites want their Messiah to come back. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You guys are fucking playing a dangerous game.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
It's like, I don't know. I think it's all fucked, bro. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's clearly like people who are deranged and insane in the world theater, and there's clearly people who are compromised, and there's clearly like, I just feel like it's easy. It's like very easy, clear lines, but people are like scared to say it because they don't want to be labeled a racist.
Right.
And it's like it has nothing to do with
race. And I'm going to go back to a little bit. I know we're on this whole tangent now, and I'm loving it because it's interesting, but we had a conversation maybe a month ago, 2 months ago about like, you know, all three of us grew up Seventh-day Adventists, right? Or at least amongst it, or the academy. And we were talking about how growing up there was all this talk of the you know, the book of Revelations and apocalypse and all these different like the events that were going to happen. And like the older I get, the more I look at like life events, and I'm like, there is an end of times. I through my youth, I would be like, oh, you know, yeah, it's all this and that and that. But like, the more I look at it, I'm like, there is a climax at the end of the day. I feel like with everything going on, I feel like there is something. It may not be what word for word for what we were taught, but there is to me an idea that there is a climax, a World War III type of thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, but
I feel like we all should be prepared for that. I feel like a lot of people would make fun of preppers and different things like that, when you should just be prepared for a...
Yeah, I mean, there's a climax, but like it's the end of the world every day for somebody. You know what I mean? Like it's always like,
yeah,
there's
no,
a
okay, well that's
certain...
so cliche.
No, but
though,
I think
Jeff.
it's the truth though. Like I feel like if you would have asked people during World War II, like if it was going to be the end of the world, I feel like a lot of people would have told you that.
Yeah, but like
I feel like during World War I, they would have said the same shit. Like it's
that's a different world than it is now, because we're so interconnected because of the internet and everything going on in the world. You know what I mean? I feel like now it's a different world than it was then. Over there, you thought everybody was your enemy. You thought like only Americans were fucking like your comrades, and everybody else was fucking die. You know what I mean? Like, so like I feel like now it's a internet connected world that sees the all around evil, all around problems that's been blowing up everywhere. I feel like everyone's kind of seeing that it's coming to a World War III type of climax.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I just don't think that means it's the end of the world.
No,
I just think that that's like maybe.
I'm not saying it's the end of the world.
Maybe it's like a climax to like fucking this era,
right?
like you
But
know,
isn't it kind of crazy? And going back to your, it is the end in that sense, the end of the world to us, to some of us.
I mean, that's possible.
You know,
life always like carry like I just don't like. I definitely don't like follow. Like that's why I think it's fucking stupid that like they're like we're literally like letting like a fucking religious fucking blood cult fucking lead us to the end of the world. Like the fucking Zionists, they're insane. They're literally worse than Iran. They're worse than like fucking radical fucking Al Qaeda, bro.
Yep.
Because they actually have power.
Throughout the world.
Al Qaeda had no power, bro. Like fucking these ones had no power. They're fucking militants. Israel actual has legitimate power, bro.
We might die after this episode.
Fuck it. Like it's like I feel like people should be more concerned about that country.
Oh, for sure.
It's like
I feel like no, you know what?
It's literally.
I think more people are, Jeff.
It's literally I feel like a religious fucking country, like fucking almost totalitarian.
I feel like people. I guess that people aren't seeing it that way, but I feel like they're seeing it in the sense of the evil that they're doing in specifically that area, Gaza and Palestine and fucking Syria. You know what I mean? Like all of that stuff. People are trying to see that for what it is.
I heard there was this sick ass podcast that I listened to like about like 3 months ago, and I forgot what it was called, but it was like 6 episodes, and they were like 5 hours long, bro. It's like a pretty like thorough
Each episode was 5 hours
Yeah, it was long, super in depth. I'll give you guys
was it the first edition of the Unlucky Specialist podcast?
I know, right? Except it was way better.
They weren't drunk.
Yeah, for real. No, but this guy basically gives you like an in-depth look of like, you know, of why like the way it starts is insane, because it basically like tells you like how like why like the Jewish people, like why they were so afraid and terrified and wanted to make their own homeland, because they were fucking persecuted in foreign lands. They would literally do these things called pogroms, where they would like literally like rape and pillage like Jewish neighborhoods, like all through fucking all time, bro. Like basically like all of history that was happening, like because the Jewish people were just foreigners in every land, and they would blame everything on the Jews, right? And it's like, dude, it's like you shed a tear for that shit. That shit is awful, right? And then like, but then like you just see
turn around and do the same thing back.
The irony is insane to me, but it's like it's also like you see like how it started and how it became like an idea of like Zionism, like where it happened and how like they just like decided on this, and it's just like it's sad because like you empathize with like those early people who just dreamed of having their own country, but now you see what they're doing to these other people and how like it's like it seems like they're tearing the world apart.
Yep.
Like just because
they really
and I feel
are.
Like the United States is right there with them.
Oh, they're
and that pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's so easy.
I feel like it's pissing a lot of people off. Going back to what we were talking about, the whole
I think the U.S. just looks at them as like a strategic partner, and I get it because like they're like a democracy in a sea of like authoritarian Islam.
I love how you did a democracy because how long has Netanyahu been in office?
Yeah, for like 12 years. But like I think they have a little different system. It's almost like Germany and shit and France where like you can vote for them as long as you want. The U.S. is one of the only places where it's like it's 8 years and that's it.
Isn't Russia the same thing?
Yeah, Russia's like that. Well, Russia, Vladimir Putin wins like by like 80% and shit.
Let's look at the same thing.
I don't think Germany and France really.
No, I'm not talking about Germany and France.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the other person we're talking about here.
Israel. I don't know. I haven't really looked at their elections, but it's like the thing is like I get why they look at them as a strategic partner. I totally understand like the strategy behind backing them, but at the same time, like the U.S. looks like a huge hypocrite backing them up when they're fucking just massacring.
This has been a very like good podcast.
Tinfoil hat.
No, yeah. To most people, a lot of people look at me and like, you guys are trying to be like Joe Rogan. No, we are not. Joe Rogan's trying to be like us.
Hey, no, I'm gonna keep it real. This is the type of shit I think about all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I think about this to myself.
Yeah. And some people and I feel like a lot of people are afraid to even talk about it because, of being politically correct or not correct.
I'm pretty sure I said a lot of shit that's probably stupid.
No, like, and I know we do.
I'm not like super like incredibly educated,
and I don't have but I'm
PhD. I'm also not blind. Like I also have ears.
Are you?
I know. I'm blind. I'm in the Matrix.
You took the red pill or the blue pill?
I took them both.
Fuck yeah. Tripping. Now he's tripping. Now he's dosing. Let's get into a little more current news in the last couple of weeks. Kendrick Lamar came out on
hip hop is soft.
Yeah, no, that's what we've been saying. We've been saying that, Jeff. I mean, I was a little excited about Vultures. Vultures is okay, and we talked about it, whatever. But Kendrick Lamar came out on Metro Boomin's and
Future. That album was pretty good. I liked it. It was banging.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Had a lot of
came out with a diss
bangers
to Drake and J. Cole. Mainly Drake, I felt like it was mainly directed towards Drake because there was a lot of like, Prince outlived Michael kind of things and all that. And J. Cole was just there. I
think it was
he caught strays there.
It seems like it was more of a shot at that whole first person shooter song.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it seemed like
it feels like he was mad that he wasn't included.
Yeah, or like he took because if you listen to first person shooter like back, I didn't catch that in the first thing, but like when you listen to it after the fact, you catch a lot of like little subtle jabs, like when like J. Cole's talking about like something about it's more. He says something about like like I got the real big steppers because you know how his like
his
Kendrick Lamar's is like
latest
Mr. Morale the big steppers or something like that, and then Drake says like there's like some subtle like Kendrick shots there,
some little jabs there
that he could I didn't even notice that. Yeah, if you listen to it now, I bet you'll catch it.
Oh, okay.
It's like really subtle. It's like it's like subliminal shit.
Yeah. So Kendrick comes out and says, "Motherfuck the big three. It's big me." And
I feel like that's the line that like stood out to everyone.
To everybody, really. Yeah, exactly. And then like the whole world went on fire over that. You know what I mean? Like it came out on a Friday. It was a weekend. It was before Easter.
And the track just on its own, even before I knew like Kendrick was on it, like the beat is crazy. Like that beat is just insane.
So good.
And then like Kendrick comes in, you're like, oh shit,
Metro
Kendrick.
and Future. You can't get that wrong.
And they're dropping another album this Friday.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I bet you there's gonna be another diss on that shit.
I hope so.
That's kind of the thing though. Like, I feel like anyway.
It made me excited. Yeah, no, go for it, Jeff. It made me excited.
I feel like that's kind of like like people are looking at Kendrick because obviously he had the big diss, but it's like, what about like Future and Metro? Like they need to catch some strays. If I was J. Cole or Drake, I feel like I need to include them on the hit list, like
because they allowed him to put the diss on their track.
They definitely knew it was coming.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that I mean, sometimes they send the last bit of their vocals right before sending it out.
They knew. They had to have heard it. They were like, this shit is fire. Because it was sick.
For sure, it's going to get people talking about
that. I like Kendrick Lamar. This is the thing. I'm not one of, like, I'm, when you're a little kid, you're like, no, I got to take Jay-Z's side or Nas' side. It's like, obviously, like, you got your little, like, favorites in the game, but I like Kendrick. And, like, that's the thing. Like, I like competition in rap. I feel like rap's one of like the only art forms where you can really compete. You know, you can really kind of go at it back and forth. Like there's like I don't know. It's weird because it's not really like a numbers metric, but it's like a bar. Like it's certain like, oh, like, you know, like it hurt. Like,
yeah,
like we said before, like Pusha T with the story of Adidon or whatever it was. Like,
oh,
he definitely like
Adonis.
He definitely fucking murked Drake
Destroyed
on that
him.
shit. Like, and then like there's just a history of like mad like disses and shit. But I feel like this one was gonna be strictly bars, but then it's like it feels like J. Cole ducked the smoke, man. I can't look at them the same, man.
Okay, so let's clarify here. So J. Cole came back and dropped the album Might Delete Later.
First of all, that title alone, I hated that title so much.
Might Delete Later.
Might Delete Later. Like, what? No.
What, you an IG model now?
Yeah, like Might Delete Later. I hated that title. It's like, bro, don't be shy, bro.
Yeah. So he on 7 Minute Drill. I want to look it up. He
was basically like taking shots.
Okay, right here.
At,
Here you go. The verse 1. I came up in the Ville, so I'm good when it's tension. He's still doing shows, but fell off like The Simpsons. Your first shit was a classic. Your last shit was tragic. Your second shit would put us to sleep, but they gassed it.
That's right. Say the N-word.
Oh,
I'm just
my
playing.
bad.
I'm just kidding. That's right. Say it. It's
my
a classic
bad.
episode.
My bad, guys. I was just reading it.
I'm just fucking.
We're more scared of that than anti-Semitic comments.
Yes.
Your third shit was massive. That was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine. So I want to go in that. Your first shit was a classic, which was
Good Kid, Mad
for sure.
Great album.
Your last shit was tragic, which is true.
I didn't like it. Jason loves that album.
The Big Step
Around the Big Step.
I'm not a big fan.
People love the album.
It's art.
Yeah, people.
It's art.
No, people love, like, honestly, like, people who love that album, they defend it heavy. And like, I didn't realize that until like that disc came out, because I didn't like it. Like,
I didn't either.
But like, people who like that, I mean, it won like mad Grammys and shit, and like, but like, people who like that album, they defend it. Like, I was listening to Brilliant Idiots with Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz,
Right.
and like Charlamagne and the girl who's like in the back, she's like talking, like looking up shit, like they were both like defending that album, like they were about to cry, bro. Like they were just like, this album, like that album, you don't get it, like that's grown man shit. Like I'm like, all right, I mean, I guess, like I don't know, I tried to listen to it back the other day, and I was like,
No.
I don't know, I don't want to get yelled at when I'm listening to music. Like
I
I
feel
feel
like
he was
to
like,
rap or are we listening to jazz?
no, it wasn't even the jazz. Like, honestly, like, it's not even that. Like, I just thought it was like, damn, bro, like, you're scaring the hoes. Kendrick. Like, I don't know. Like, what's like.
But I don't even think the first one was like for the hoes.
Good Kid, Mad City was just sick, though. I love Good Kid, Mad City.
I felt like it's like it's a classic, like,
and so was
like,
and,
album.
and to me, Section 80 before that is like kind of like pre-first album, his actual first album.
Yeah.
That shit was sick too. I love Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, Pimp a Butterfly, Damn.
Okay, and that's where I was like, I kind of resonate with this second bar. Your second shit put N-words to sleep, but they gassed it.
I don't fuck with that.
I fuck with it because To Pimp a Butterfly, I felt like was what you think he thinks of the of Mr. Whatever and the Big Steppers. Because I feel like a lot of people thought, oh, this is art. This is
art.
Okay, hold on.
To Pimp a Butterfly is fine. Like I get.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a good album, but I feel like we put it on as like
Look, here's what I'll say. Look, when I first heard Mr. Around the Big Steppers, because I'll tell you, To Pimp a Butterfly, it grew on me at the second and third listen.
And
no, but see, I always do that with albums of artists that I enjoy. So like, obviously, I want it to hit me on the first try, but I'm always like,
okay, Mad City hit me on the first try.
Exactly. That I love that when that happens, but it's like sometimes it doesn't. So because I'm like, maybe I just was listening.
Damn,
too
hit
quick.
me on the first time.
Yeah, Damn was a little different though, because Damn was kind of like had like a little popish sound to it. I don't know. I think he was kind of like, I like Damn though. Damn's tight.
Sit down.
I love it. I'm never gonna talk shit about Damn, but I feel like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I thought it was gonna be like To Pimp a Butterfly, where I was like, all right, I didn't like it the first try. Let me listen to it again. I was like, I liked it even less. I felt like,
but I feel like your second shit put you to sleep, but you're gassing it.
No, I mean,
in the second time around, it kind of did, and then like you're like,
yeah,
oh,
but then
you know what?
I do love. There's some
people are gassing it. I can't like people are liking it.
I'm talking about literally on that same day. I listened to it like 3 times, bro. Like, because I do that, but I like To Pimp a Butterfly. Like I can't. There's some songs
I'm just
on
saying
there.
it's not
there's
like
some songs on there that are just fucking still bangers to this day.
All right, so and I feel like the third one, I get it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I feel like Damn was great, and I feel like it was not his prime. I don't think it was his prime. I feel like we expect, and that's why Mr. Brown and the Big Steppers wasn't like so great to me, because I feel like we were expecting this. You know what I mean? Damn was here, and then we're expecting this, and then he went on a different creative journey.
Damn is more like you could play at the club and shit.
Yeah, he has like bigger beats. Like bigger
could you? But like, I feel like Damn was close to like Good Kid, Mad City. Like it felt like it had like a little tie there. Like I felt like it wasn't necessarily club music, but it had sound. It had that hood music. It had that like you could bump that in your car.
Yeah, it had like a bigger, more bass. It had more sound. It was more like thumping. Like it did have like Damn was like that. Like Damn was like Kendrick trying to like make like a big sounding album. Like
because the rest of the shit is scaring the hoes. Like just.
Like To Pimp a Butterfly and
To Pimp a Butterfly, like your girl, unless your girl's super into hip hop, she ain't gonna fuck with that shit.
Exactly, as well as the fourth one, Mr. Brown and the Big Steppers. I feel like those two are
unless you're like
correlated
super
as well
into
as
hip hop. I think To Pimp a Butterfly is better.
Yeah,
because I just like his like lyric direction on that more than Mr. Morale. I feel like Mr. Morale.
I feel like the time that we were in, maybe.
And then Good Kid, Mad City is just like this. To me, is just his best shit. Like, without a doubt. But Kendrick to me is undeniably a sick rapper. And this is what I love, that people keep overlooking the fact that he's from the West Coast. And everyone says that he's the best lyricist in the game. I'm like, wow, thank you. Finally, people are saying that the West Coast rapper is the best in the game. Everyone always used to fight that. It was always a guy from New York. It was always some dude from Chicago. It was never a West Coast guy. Right. Never, ever, ever. But now it's like Kendrick's the guy. I love it because Kendrick's fucking sick. And I just feel like I'm disappointed in J. Cole. Because J. Cole
came out and apologized. Well, I'm so mad.
That too.
I'm livid.
That's the main thing.
As a Cole fan, I was just upset. I get it. This whole brothers gotta uplift brothers. I get that. I understand that's the message you're trying to teach the youth. But for the sake of the industry, and I know you don't give a fuck about the industry, J. Cole, but for the sake, and this is what we were talking about before the podcast, do you like when rap comes down to diss tracks? When diss tracks, or not comes down to diss tracks, I guess. Do you like diss tracks in rap?
Or to me, it's like, do you consider rap a sport?
100%.
I do.
For sure. I feel like it's competitive in its nature. I feel like when it started, it was about showing up the next person. I felt like early days of rap was like what we talk about, battle rap. You knew how to put things together to embarrass the next person that you're rapping against. You know what I mean? Like, we see stories like fucking like Eminem, you know what I mean? It started as a battle rapper and became all
that's
this.
How he got signed.
You know what I mean? Like, or you know, young, going back to like the Sugar Hill Gang and all those early like groups who are just DJ against DJ at you know what I mean? It's hip hop in its originality was competition. It's me against you. What do I got? What do you got?
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, I think like J. Cole was looking at, I don't know what J. Cole was thinking, because I feel like, like I said, I get his whole like, like uplifting the game and like, it's not about this, dissing each other, but it's like, this is one of the only, at least of, this rap battle was for sure not going to get into the street.
Of course not.
This is just going to be bars.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like
and you gotta understand that.
Everyone knew it wasn't like real beef.
You
Like,
knew that they're not connected to. I mean, if they are, whatever.
Yeah,
you don't
but
know
it's
about
not
it.
like
They're
real
not connected
beef.
to a gang that's going to be shooting up somebody's family
They're
member.
not gonna go fight. They're not gonna go do nothing crazy.
It's
Like
all
it was
bars
just,
against
it was
bars.
just gonna be bar for bar. Like see who's the best. And like J. Cole has been on a sick one lately, saying like no one wants to mess with me. I'm the sickest thing to see. Blah blah blah. And it's like now I can't believe it.
Nah, I can't.
I just can't. Like I and this is the thing.
Now it's a 2-man battle. Now by doing that, J. Cole took himself out of the conversation.
Really
There's no
did.
more big three. There's no more big three. I'm sorry. I'm a Cole fan. But now
I'm glad this is coming out of a Cole because I've always been kind of like mid on Cole. Like I like J. Cole, but I've never
I'm a big Cole
really
fan.
like enjoyed a lot of his albums.
You know what? I liked certain albums. I liked
Actually, the album that I
Born
like the
Sinner.
most, people don't like. Cole fans don't like the album that I like the most.
2014.
No, which is what is it? KOD.
I love KOD.
Yeah, but a lot of like Cole fans
Kids
like
on
that
Drugs.
shit. That shit is whack. Well,
Love
I like
KOD.
that shit. That shit's fire.
I love yours truly. Like I love a lot of his mixtapes, but I feel like after all this, you took yourself out of the conversation. You wanted to be a guy in the
I feel
background.
like if Drake did what J. Cole just did, Drake would never hear
I don't
the
think
end of it.
No way.
They'd be like, "Oh, Drake's pussy.
Yeah, for sure.
He's from fucking Canada.
For sure.
He's a culture vulture."
he can't.
But since J. Cole did, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you know what? You guys just
Respect,
don't get
respect.
Cole.
Yeah.
Like he's
trying
trying to elevate,
uplift
Like,
us.
Stop.
No. No.
I'm not buying none of
No,
that shit.
no. Now it's this summer, and I love that they're doing it right. The summer of Kendrick versus Drake. This is where we get, and you know what, Jeff? I was a little afraid for the rap game, for the hip hop game. I feel like we were talking about this before. Like, who's gonna keep it going? Of course, it's gonna be Kendrick and Drake. Of course, it's gonna be this because all these other rappers are not coming
And
through.
Future, I feel like Future deserves some,
for sure,
some like love
some
in
credit
this
for
game.
sure. He's
Future's
the
sick.
instigator.
He's a part. He's the big three now. He's number three.
Oh, for sure.
And
He's
he's
up
fucking
there.
J. Cole anymore, bro. It's Future, bro.
No, but I feel like, you know, the whole, I don't know if you guys saw that whole interview with Joe Budden saying that he's talked to both camps. They both
Or like
got,
he heard somebody from Will Camps that
Yeah.
said like they got shit in the
they
vault.
got disses coming out.
This is the one thing that I will
and I'm
say-
excited for that.
I know Drake gets a lot of shit, but what I will say is this: he's never ducked a rap battle.
He's never
ducked it.
Even with Jay-Z.
I don't even I don't know. Did he battle Jay-Z?
No, he called out Jay-Z because Jay-Z told him not to get into those kind of rap battles to have a better career. And then one of the songs that comes on saying I didn't listen to Hove because, you know, I'm all about the smoke, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I just like it. I like it when rappers compete. I feel like, you know, and this is the thing.
It's good for the game.
If Kendrick is really, I feel Kendrick is a better rapper than Drake. I do. Like, I think bar for bar he is. But I feel like they're just two different artists. Like, I feel like they're.
But I like it. I like that we're gonna go bar for bar.
It's like, you know, let's get it. That's
makes it
fun. I
fun.
love it. I think it's fun. Like,
It's competitive.
Jason said it was corny though. Jason's like, the dissing is corny. What?
I just think, I don't know. I didn't say that it was
Corny.
blown corny. I just like, what do you think? Do you think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
corny?
yeah.
Because sometimes it can be. I'm just like,
Yeah.
y'all need to chill. It's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like with certain rappers, it could be. I feel like. I don't know. You know what? It's not even corny because I like even the local shit. Like with like even being closer to home. That the Norcross SoCal shit. There's a lot
But
of
that's
like
really gang
related. For sure it is. But it goes back and forth a lot, and it keeps that like rivalry.
See, that's the
or
shit.
that like
That's the shit where you do
Where people
need
die.
someone like J. Cole to be like, no, let's lift the Colts.
Yes.
Because like honestly, that shit is bad. Like
this is
because that
this
shit
is
is
based
like
out of
that's
like
actually
real
that's
like
actual street shit, and it's
Yeah.
not for the art. I feel
Yeah.
like the J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake shit could have been like that like point where it was like, oh, the big guys are doing it like just for the love of the game. Like then that's how it should be.
I don't even know, but that's the thing is.
That's
If you,
like
if you
Kendrick.
start saying for the love of the game, it makes it sound soft.
But
It
that's
makes
what
it sound like kind of like for real though. Like
That's
I
what
feel
it
like
is,
if
though.
you want to hype, like it is that, but we can't. I feel like it's an
Yeah, it's
unspoken
unsaid
thing.
when you're the guy in it. But like as a fan, though,
as a fan, I feel like if you say it, the more you think about it, like I don't know, they're dissing for the love of the game. That's kind of like now that is corny. Now that I'm thinking about it, like if it's for the like to keep that is corny. No, I want you to be going at the other guy to go after his neck to show that you are the best.
Yeah.
To show that you are bringing what you need to bring. You know what I mean? Like if I'm believing that it's for the best of the game.
And I feel like Kendrick's been doing this for a while though. Like he called a lot of people out on like Control. That was like 2013 or something, where he was like basically calling out everybody in the rap game who was like hot at the time. He's been doing, but no one bites because a lot of people are afraid of Kendrick going bar for bar. I get it.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, for example, remember when MGK went after Eminem?
Yeah.
See, that shit was fucking wild.
That shit is stupid.
That was corny.
Yeah, because you're right. Corny. That is corny because it's like.
Was it because they're white?
No. But you know what it is though? It's corny when it's like some shit where it's like you got no chance. You guys are not even on the same level.
Right.
But like this is the thing. I just think about like Jay-Z and Nas, or I think about like fucking like Drake and Pusha T, or like fucking LL Cool J and Cannabis, or fucking like, you know, not even 50 Cent and Ja Rule. That became way too violent, but it's like shit like that.
50 Cent and Ja Rule.
But it's like shit like that where it's like two guys who are kind of on a similar level, or maybe like not even in popularity, but one dude's a sick rapper and the other dude's like on top. Like, it's like that shit is like viable. I feel like that's what keeps like this shit like moving forward. Like,
interesting.
I think so, but that MGK and Eminem shit, that shit is fucking lame as hell.
Corny.
Yeah,
that was corny.
Because it's like MGK, like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like Eminem's it's like you're 50 years. You're trying to out rap a 50-year-old.
Exactly. Yeah. We get it. You're both white and you're making it in this industry.
Yeah, but it's like you were never on the level of Eminem, and you never will be. Like it's you know the one guy who's always the guy who kind of never got into rap beefs, but it's always been like super subliminal about it is Kanye. Like he's like he's never been in a battle because he's never claimed to be like a rapper though. He's always been kind of like just like the artist of the shit. You know what I mean? Like he's freely admits that he has writers. He freely admits that he gets like a lot of help with his lyrics and all that shit. Right. He's never been the guy. He wants to be the best artist. He's never been like trying to be the best rapper. Right. So I feel like no one's ever like, he's never even been involved in shit. He's been involved in like beefs. Like obviously him and Drake like beef and shit.
Right.
But it's like
over his wife.
Yeah, or whatever it may be. Yeah, it's like, but it's like he's never. Kanye is one of the only guys who's never really been in anything because I don't think he's ever claimed that he's like the best MC. Like he's
what?
I don't think so. He's
that Kanye's never claimed that he's the best MC.
I don't think so.
I don't know. We're gonna have to look that up. But I feel like that's false.
I think he's more.
I feel like he's claimed that he's
been
best.
Like the best like artist, like the best like performer.
He called himself a god.
Yeah, shit.
So how can he not be the best MC?
Yeah, he's God himself, dude.
We'll look that up.
But, I don't think he's ever claimed to be like he's not just a rapper in his eyes. You know what I mean? Like he's above the fray
now.
Because Kanye doesn't really.
I feel like he wanted to make himself a rapper when he was trying to put out the college dropout. He was saying everyone's looking at him as a producer, and he wanted people to look at him as a rapper.
But Kanye's never been the type of guy where you're just been like, damn, he's sickest bar for bar. I don't think so. I've never looked at him like that. I just like he makes good songs. Like he makes like great albums. Like, but he's not like Jay-Z or Nas.
No, for sure. You're right.
He's on some other shit. Like I feel like
he's not the greatest rapper per se, but he is. He might be one. He might believe he's one of the greatest. Exactly.
He does have some of the best hip hop albums of all time, but I bet
he might not be the greatest rapper.
I feel like if you talk to him, he'd be like just the greatest albums of all time, and I would agree with him. He has some of the best albums that were ever created. Probably.
Yeah. Kanye admits he is not being anywhere near the best rapper.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, because I feel like he's been like just so open about that he's willing to collaborate with writers since from the beginning.
Well, yeah,
which is I don't think is that big of a deal. I feel like a lot of rappers do that. It's just they don't admit it.
Yeah, because then it makes you look like.
I mean, Drake got caught doing that, and they still hold it over his head.
When
I feel like a lot of rappers do that.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I feel like we should just be at a moment or in a world like we get other people that write our shit.
either way though, I feel like if I had to put like money in it though, I don't know if like
Kendrick or Drake.
I feel like Drake already. They like, what more can you say about Drake? I feel like Pusha already said everything. Like,
Right.
Pusha T already did the most grotesque diss
Is
of all time.
Name a child that the world didn't even know existed.
Yeah, fucking said
and
his
put it
best
out
friend's
there.
about to die.
Yeah.
Tick, tick, tick. Like all that crazy shit. That shit was vicious. Like, how much more vicious can you be? Like, I feel like Drake already got it. Like,
So you think Drake's gonna win this
I
battle?
just don't know how Kendrick could even top that. I just don't know how.
You know why though?
Pusha
Because
T
I feel
already hit
like
him.
Drake can top it, can do the whole Pusha T thing because there's not much known about
Exactly.
Kendrick's personal life.
Exactly.
That I'm sure that Drake can find people to find that shit out and put it out there. Whereas in Kendrick come back with things that
Like, wait.
everybody knows about already.
Yeah, I feel like it's all been said. Like, you just gotta go like on some like just bar,
you,
like
you might be right there, Jeff. I feel like
because I feel like Pusha T already did it.
because he kept that. Well, Pusha T gave him that outline.
How much bad could it be?
Yeah.
How much worse could it be? Like,
It could be worse on Kendrick pulling out.
I feel
his
like Kendrick
personal
has
shit.
more to lose
Oh, for sure.
because it's like no one really knows. He's like a very private individual. If you like kind of like take his bones, his
For sure.
skeletons out of the closet
sure.
and like just expose them like that, it could be kind of hurtful.
It's gonna be.
But
crazy.
maybe there's nothing. But everybody got something.
Everybody's got something. It's the industry. We just talked about that.
I know, right?
He was at
Either
the
way,
Diddy
it's
party.
fun. Either way, it's fun. I think rap wins.
Yeah. I feel at the end of the day it's gonna be great. Another thing that coincides with rap that we were talking about the whole 5 things of rap or 4 things of rap, and I feel like this is one of them for sure. And we haven't had this in a minute, and I'm gonna just play it just to hype us up a little bit.
Drake needs to rap over this beat.
Oh damn, that'd be great. Oh my god. So the NBA's hyping up, Jeff.
The fifth element of hip hop.
the fifth element of hip hop.
Basketball.
For sure, though. I feel like basketball and hip hop are so well intertwined. Like it's crazy. Ballers want to be rappers, and rappers want to be ballers.
I can see it.
Anyways, playoffs are a week from now. The Lakers are in the 9th seed. Sadly, since February 20 something, and they've been like on a crazy streak.
They've been winning lately, actually.
Yeah. I don't know, Jeff. How you feeling about this
I
squad?
feel like
moving
Darvin Ham.
forward?
They should have fired Darvin Ham before the
I'm
playoffs started.
happy. I'm happy that you were gonna. Oh my god, I
cut
was
straight
ready
to the point.
Let's just cut straight to the heart of it, Jeff. I've been watching a lot of basketball in the last month. You know, March Madness happened, NCAA, the whole tournament. I've been watching women's basketball and all of that. And in the college game, I feel like you could see a lot more of what the fundamentals of basketball were. It's not about one guy driving the ball down the court and then figuring out the play. I feel like you watch college ball, you see coaches at their best, right? You see the best rotations come in and out the right times. You see plays being played out in half court. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like after watching the Lakers and then watching the Thunder or the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Lakers don't have that in their coach. I feel like his rotations are terrible. I feel like
the worst.
His rotations aren't even rotations. I feel like he just plugs in Gabe Vincent and Spencer Dinwiddie wherever the fuck.
Gabe Vincent, who hasn't played all year.
Exactly.
And you're about
he's
to
just plugging him in into wherever the fuck he can fit into these minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he even thinks about when he subs a guy in or a guy out. You know what I mean? Like,
sure as fuck seems like he doesn't.
It just looks like we don't have an identity. I felt like Frank Vogel had an identity of being defense first or different things like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you look at a certain coach and they build this identity over this team. I feel like this team, their identity is LeBron, and what do we do, LeBron?
I feel like the identity is Anthony Davis, and what do we do, Anthony Davis? They suck without Anthony Davis.
That's true.
Anthony Davis.
No, they suck defensively without Anthony Davis.
I feel like this is like period. He's like the focal point of everything. Like, that's why they lost these last 2 games.
Yeah.
Because he got poked in the eye.
Yeah.
And he can't play, I guess. Well, hey, look, I'm not one to fucking.
Should be James Worthy put up fucking
Yeah,
goggles.
put some goggles on, bro.
The fuck?
This is the second time it got poked.
Yeah.
Put some goggles on.
I don't give a fuck about your eyes.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I bet they're cooler fucking looking goggles nowadays than they were back then.
Yeah, fucking put a glass eye in. Do something.
Something.
God damn it.
Yeah. We need you out there. We don't got a fucking coach.
I don't know, man. I still.
Do we survive the play-in?
Yes, I feel like the Lakers will win the play-in. I feel like they will be in the playoffs solidly. I still believe that.
Because the West is so close. I feel like if there's any of these games right now, if we win out and we have Sacramento lose, maybe Phoenix
The highest
lose.
seed we could get is 8th.
No, 7th.
We could still get to 7th.
still
We need
get
a couple.
7th.
We need some help.
We need exactly. We could if
And we
we
play
win
New
no, if
Orleans-
we
we play
win
New-
out
we play
and
New
we need
Orleans.
help, we'll get 7th.
Yeah, we played New Orleans the last game, so
That's
that's,
what I'm
a good.
saying.
That's
That-
a good
that-
thing.
that-
But I
they're
think
in
we need.
7th.
I think we need some help either way.
Yeah.
I think they're in 6th now.
Well, they're in 6th now. Yeah,
But the Suns are in 7th.
7th.
The Suns are in shambles too. Fuck the Suns.
I feel like that 7 through 10 is just so like interchangeable
I feel
right now.
like fucking 4 through 10, bro. I don't trust the Clippers anymore.
No,
the
me
Clippers
either.
have been struggling. I
Terribly.
don't trust the fucking Mavs. I
Nope.
don't trust the fucking Pelicans. I don't trust the Suns. I don't trust the Lakers. I don't trust the Kings. I don't
No,
trust
but you know
Golden
what?
State.
You don't trust them in the regular season. In the playoffs, in the postseason, I trust LeBron. I trust these more veteran teams. I trust even the Warriors. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that the teams like OKC, like they're going to be good. Like, I feel like they're going to be great, but they're a young team.
Yeah, they're
They got like young players that don't know what it's like to
Yeah.
play these type of pressure games. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like the Lakers could beat like Minnesota or OKC.
Oh, for sure. I feel like
I still stand
feel
by
like-
the only team that I'm scared of is the Nuggets.
yeah, for sure.
But
Can we go back to the Western Conference Finals?
I think it's possible, but man, Darvin Ham needs to fucking stick to a rotation. Jesus. He's literally he's got to be one of the worst coaches in the league.
Look, I might be the worst basketball viewer, but last night watching that, I felt like just throw me in, coach. Get this guy out, and I can get you a better rotation out there. You know what I mean? Like I felt like it
You know,
looked.
they should fucking hire Don Staley, the fucking
Fuck yeah.
South Carolina.
Oh my god,
women's head basketball coach.
I would take her.
Dude, because she has great rotations.
And she's got great energy. I feel like this guy's just standing there and letting
Anybody but fucking Darvin Ham. That's what I'm fucking saying.
Yeah.
Fucking hire Dan Hurley. You
It's funny. O'Shea Jackson Jr. goes on like ESPN a lot,
Yeah.
and he's like, like a huge Darvin Ham hater, and he's like, no, I don't fuck that. No pork on my fork.
Dang. He says it on ESPN?
Yeah,
Dang. That's fighting words right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Hamilton.
So I don't know. I feel like the Lakers can make it. I feel that they can make it far, maybe in the playoffs. But if we have everybody healthy, I feel like Jared Vanderbilt, we get him back.
Well, it's already too late for that. I feel like Jaron Vanderbilt. I feel like that's what's Darvin Ham's problem. Like finally
waiting on that?
gave Vincent's back, and now he just decides to plug him in like crucial situations. Like,
Where's Cam Reddish?
Fuck Cam Reddish. He's trash. I'm glad he finally took him out.
No, but he's a good defender.
Yeah, but I that's what kind of fucked us up because in January he was like putting fucking Christian Wood and Cam Reddish and too much
He
Torian
was just
Prince.
trying. Yeah, he was just trying to play out.
I'm glad
too
he
many-
finally stuck with Jackson Hayes. Jackson
Yeah.
Hayes is way better
Yeah,
than
he is,
Christian Wood.
definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, he has like some sense in him, but
I feel like
don't-
he was still trying. Like I feel like he thought it was training camp, and he's trying to figure out what his lineup was.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Darvin Ham fucked up the season. We should have been like a 4th or 5th seed.
Yeah, that'd been good. I mean, we're still Lakers fans through and through, and I hope at the end of the day they make it through. But I'm kind of excited. I don't know. I feel like the playoffs coming up, it makes me a little more excited about the NBA. I feel like the level of play has gotten a lot more competitive.
What do you think the MVP is
of the NBA?
of the season? Yeah,
Let me think here. Man, it's hard to see that, and that's the thing. I feel like there's not. I don't know, Jokic, I guess.
I think they're just gonna give it to Jokic, but honestly, I think it should be like Shea or Luka.
Shea was good,
Yeah, Shea or Luka.
but that's the thing. I feel like this season was so like that, like so like not
Like,
special.
it's crazy that the Celtics have the best record in the league and no one's talking about Jason Tatum for MVP.
Or I feel like, you know, the Bucks are in 4th, but the Lakers have a better record than they do.
No, I don't think.
Or like a game out from there where they are.
No, what it is like I saw a stat yesterday where it's basically like the Bucks are in 2nd place in the East, but the Lakers are closer to 1st place in the West than the Bucks are closer to the Celtics.
Right. No, but even the record is close.
I think the Bucks have like 54 wins.
What?
Yeah, the Lakers have like 40.
45.
45, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not that close.
But anyways, I feel like I don't know. I guess I'm trying to hype myself up for the playoffs. I feel like there's something
I'm always
up.
gonna believe in the Lakers until the last minute of the last game, bro. So
Do you think Bronny comes to the Lakers?
fuck no.
You don't think so?
No, Bronny's not ready for the NBA at all.
So LeBron leaves.
I mean, if he wants to leave because of his son, then bye bye. But like, I don't think Bronny's worth a pick.
What do you think about trading LeBron to Cleveland for Donovan Mitchell? This whole rumor is going around,
I'm into it.
so that he can have his farewell.
So
tour.
with the Cavs, they could draft his son. They could just hug and play together.
Kiss.
On the cheek, like father and son.
Yeah. I was just saying.
And then,
Otherwise,
yeah, man. I mean, if that's what he wants, go ahead. But I don't think
what do you think? Donovan Mitchell and AD would be a good mix.
Yeah, I think it would work. I just think LeBron James' kid, Bronny, he's not an NBA player at this point.
Just think about this: Donovan Mitchell, AD. You know who's a free agent this summer?
Who?
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum's not leaving the Celtics, bro.
He's a big Kobe fan.
I don't think he's a free agent, is he?
He's
up for an extension, but I don't think he's a free agent. The Celtics are gonna fucking pay
Lock him up.
Hell yeah. There's no way. I don't see that. I don't see that at all.
I want more movement in the NBA. I want more like people like going places. You know what I mean? Like
you missed the Big 3 era?
yeah, I do.
I don't.
I do.
I like the parity. I like the way the teams are right now.
No, I don't. I feel like the East is so just disgustingly
Mediocre.
It's terrible. I just feel like we need a shake up in the NBA. I feel like something needs to happen to make it interesting again. Not gonna lie to you.
Wow.
My point. I feel like America's getting more attracted to football, and now we're watching the UFL. We're watching like spring football that the people
I
are
ain't
like,
watching that shit.
I'm saying you're not, but I feel like America's like more interested in that.
There's no
I feel
way
like
you
America's
could-
more interested in the WNBA coming up than the NBA. Actually.
Hell no. Impossible.
Just saying.
Hell no. You know what though? You might be onto
People
something because
talk.
people were watching the women's NCAA tournament final more than the men's. I feel like that's just because the NCAA, the women's side, like they cultivate their stars more. They stay there longer. They like Caitlin Clark, Paige
Angel
Buckers,
Reese.
Angel Reese. Like they all stayed there a long time. They stayed there all 4 years.
Yeah, but I feel like that's
And then the men's, like no one stays that long. Like
UConn.
Yeah, but UConn
They won.
yeah, but they didn't have the same starting five. It was they had like 3 players leave to the NBA. It's just
Calipari going to Arkansas. What do you think about that?
I like it. I feel like he needed to change the scenery.
I feel like
And
Kentucky needs to change the scenery too.
And Arkansas has a lot more money, believe it or not. They have
Yeah,
that
for
Walmart
sure.
money. They have that Tyson chicken money.
Yep.
They got
for
that
sure.
Jerry Jones money.
Yep.
In the
Definitely.
NIL era, that's what you need.
You definitely need a lot more money especially for John Calipari. I
You
wonder.
know, he took
I wonder,
a pay cut. He took a pay cut
stay?
to go to Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah, he's making like significantly less.
I mean, he's making millions of dollars.
yeah, but he just took a pay cut to go.
1 million less.
I don't know. I think it's like 4 or 5 million.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he
That
took
is-
a significant pay cut, but I like it. I think he's gonna get a lot of good
think
players
it's
to go to
fun.
Arkansas.
I like it. Last thing before we end. Shohei has been cleared from federal investigations. He's put as a victim in this case, and Ipe, whatever his last name is going to go to plead guilty. And that makes me think, if he's not even going to put up a fight and just saying I'm guilty, doesn't that sound a little bit like a fall guy to you, Jeff?
It could be seen like that. Also, it's like a big federal investigation into that bookie, so he's got the feds on him, just like how we were talking with Diddy. The feds,
and then maybe the feds are saying, "Hey,
take the plea deal instead of 15 years, you'll get 7."
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
It's probably not gonna be that much, but
no, but I see that for sure. And it's crazy that all this happened with the Dodgers in the first.
And Dodgers are raking.
They are.
Mookie Betts raking, Ohtani raking, Freeman raking,
and
Tyler Glass now.
Let me tell you,
pitching his ass off.
I went to a game. Hey, you fucking liar! I'm gonna call you out right here.
Why? What happened?
You're like, hey, we're not gonna go to opening day. That shit's way too expensive.
Oh, I know, dude.
Blah.
Dude,
I'm not gonna even do
I bought
it.
that ticket.
Blah blah blah.
Guess how much I bought that ticket for?
I go up on social media. I'm like,
guess how much I bought that?
Damn, Jeff, you're a fucking opening day.
Guess how much I bought,
all that shit you're talking.
Guess how much I bought that ticket for?
$200.
$47.
Wow.
The day of.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's why I went.
Yeah, I was like, I saw. Fuck you.
The thing is, like Amber bought it like 2 weeks before, and she bought it for like $100. I was like, I'm still not paying that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing it. But then the day of, I was like, let me just check. Like, okay. I was
The
like,
Game Time app or something.
yeah, I went on Game Time. I was like $47 plus fees. It was like 60. I was like, lock it in, coach.
That's a good one.
Calling off.
That's a good one. That's for sure.
Had to do it.
The beers aren't as expensive people thought.
Still $18.
I bought some for 15. I don't know why. How about you?
Where'd you go? I need to know the spot.
The big bar, the ones in.
I went to one of the little carts.
You know the big bars in between both entrances.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there. But it's been a good episode, guys.
Did you buy a tall can or a little glass?
No, tall can always.
Damn, and it wasn't $18.
No, it's $15.
I got shafted.
Maybe. And, there was a guy actually walking around for Underdog Fantasy. He's like, hey, if you sign up right now with my code, I'll give you $20 for a beer.
What the fuck is Underdog Fantasy?
It's like a betting shit.
And if you sign up for his shit, he's gonna give you $20 for a beer.
Yeah.
What if I use it for a hot dog?
Or he'll just give you $20 cash.
That's sketch, dude.
Yeah, it was. So I was like,
he just handed out cash and shit.
No, I'm good, bro.
So are you sure you're not a bookie?
For real, are you sure you're not somebody trying to steal my personal information?
Yeah, $20 cash. I don't know, brother.
Yeah. So I was like, nah, somebody's waiting for me. But anyways, Dodger Stadium is beautiful as ever.
As always.
Should just definitely check it out. It's been a good podcast, Jeff. It's been great to get back to the flow of things. We're gonna get more people back into the studio. We're gonna get more
Miguel
stories for you.
back.
I'm down for Miguel to come back. People are loving those episodes. If you guys want to come on to the podcast, hit us up. Let us know. I know a lot of people are like telling me, hey, I'm kind of down. Fuck it. Come down.
Let us know.
You're down. We're down.
We're down ass fools.
Yeah, we're down. You can't see our socks, but they're up to our fucking thighs. It's your boy Sam Torres.
It's your boy Jeff Deppen. Yeah, we got Jason Enriquez in the house. We out here. Peace.